You know, we're living in a pretty wild time. Technology isn't just something we hold in our hands anymore. It's starting to connect to our brains, it's being built into our shoes, and we're wearing it on our fingers. Today, we're going to dive into how companies like Neuralink, Nike, and Oura are completely redefining what it means to be human and pushing us towards something you might call Human 2.0.
Just listen to this. I can control the computer with my thoughts. I mean, that sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? But it's not. This is the brand new reality for Noland Arbaugh. After a tragic accident left him paralyzed, he became the very first person to get a Neuralink brain implant. And his story? Wow, it's just incredible.
So how is this even possible? This amazing feat is the work of Neuralink, a company with this, let's be honest, audacious goal of creating a direct link between our brains and computers. Let's get into their story.
So meet Noland. His life changed in an instant after a freak accident left him unable to move or feel anything below his shoulders. He'd actually applied to other studies before but never heard back. So when he applied to Neuralink, he figured, hey, what are the odds? But they were looking for a needle in a haystack, someone who was healthy, sharp, and brave enough to go first. Noland was that needle.
The real key to this whole thing comes down to this number, 64. That's the number of ultra-thin, super flexible threads that were surgically implanted into the part of Noland's brain that controls movement, the motor cortex. And each one of those tiny threads acts like a little channel, just listening to his thoughts.
Okay, so here's a quick breakdown of how it all works. There's a chip on the skull that's basically the processor. Then you've got those 64 threads, which have thousands of electrodes that read the brain signals for movement. That chip then translates those thoughts, his intentions, into commands a computer can understand. And just like that, Noland can move a cursor on a screen, just by thinking about it.
And the impact on Noland's life? It has been absolutely profound. I mean, it started with him getting back to his passion, playing video games for hours, something he hadn't done in 8 years. But it became about so much more, so fast. Reconnecting with the world, scheduling his own life, and get this, even going back to college, where he earned a 4.0. It's given him a level of autonomy he thought he had lost forever.
Noland's story it's such a powerful example of restoration, of getting back what was lost. But what about enhancement? What about the rest of us? Well, the same ideas of integrating tech with our bodies are now being used to upgrade the abilities we already have, starting, literally, from the ground up. And we're looking at two really different approaches here. On one side, you have Nike, using physical stimulation through shoes to make you more present. And on the other, you've got Oura, using biometric sensors in a ring to act like a sixth sense and predict your future health. Two very different paths to enhancement.
All right, let's start with the Nike Mind 2. So get this, your feet and your palms have the highest concentration of sensors in your entire body. But normal shoes, they just mute them. Everything feels flat, the same. These shoes have 22 independent nodes that actually move as you walk, waking up all those sensors and sending a flood of new data to your brain, grounding you in the moment.
And the result? A boost in brain activity of up to 15%. Now, why does that matter? Well, in a world that is constantly screaming for our attention with digital distractions, the goal here is to use physical technology to fight back, to help you feel more present, more in your body, and more connected to the world right under your feet.
Now, let's jump over to the Oura Ring. This thing goes way beyond just tracking your steps or how long you slept. It's a really powerful sensor that's designed to be a kind of sixth sense, making predictions about your body that you might not even feel yourself, and giving you a chance to change your behavior before something happens.
So what kind of predictions are we talking about? Well, it could give you a heads up that you're about to get sick, giving you time to actually rest and recover. It can tell you when your stress levels are too high. They're even studying its ability to estimate blood pressure, which is a huge indicator for major health events. It's a big shift from looking at the past to seeing where your health is actually headed, from 2 days to 10 years from now.
Okay, so we've seen brain implants that restore function, shoes that make us more present, and rings that predict our health. They seem so different, right? But believe it or not, they all share a really surprising vision for the future.
This quote from someone at Oura just nails it. The goal of all this tech, from restoring movement to enhancing our senses, it isn't about turning us into cyborgs. The stated aim is to actually amplify our own humanity, to help us feel more, connect more, and understand ourselves on a deeper level.
So what does the road ahead look like? Well, today, we've got all these individual wearables. In the next few years, you can expect what they're calling a cloud of wearables, a whole ecosystem of sensors on your body, all working together just for you. And the long term? Noland believes that within 10 to 20 years, someone with a spinal cord injury could walk into a hospital and with this kind of technology, walk out the very next day. Just incredible.
This whole evolution points to a massive shift in personal responsibility. As this technology gets more and more accessible, it's basically handing us the power to take unprecedented control over our own well-being.
And that leads to this really cool concept of being the CEO of your own health journey. Imagine, with a constant stream of data from multiple sensors, machine learning can create a model that knows you better than anything. It can predict your personal health path and give you the power to actually change it for the better.
And this doesn't just change things for us. It could completely transform the entire healthcare system. I mean, imagine a future where a single doctor, armed with AI and remote sensors, could effectively monitor the health of 100,000 patients instead of just 100. It's a total paradigm shift.
But with all of this incredible power comes profound responsibility. As we stand on this cutting edge, we absolutely have to ask some pretty serious ethical questions. So that raises the crucial question, right? What should we be watching for? What kind of guardrails do we need to put in place to make sure this technology serves humanity in the best way possible? And who better to ask than the man at the very center of it all? Noland Arbaugh believes the human part is the most important thing. He argues that we have to help people with disabilities first before we focus on enhancement. We have to make sure users keep their consent and autonomy, deal with data privacy, and always put people first, way ahead of economic or military interests. And this kind of brings us full circle to this powerful idea from Nike's founder. For a long time, advanced technology was just for a few elite athletes. But the vision here is about democratization. It's about giving everyone the tools to treat their body and mind like an athlete, to perform better not just in a game, but in everyday life. Which leaves us with one final thought. As these technologies get more and more woven into our lives, that line between restoring what's lost and enhancing what we have is just going to keep blurring. So the question isn't just about what's possible, but what do we want for ourselves? Human 2.0 is coming. What's in your upgrade?